Come here. Who's this Benny girl? Well, hi everybody, it's your Uncle Rock. It's early March. I'm getting on middle of March here in St. Louis, and it's really nice out. It's like 75 degrees out right now. There's no rain yet. There's no bugs, no snakes or anything. So this seems like a perfect time to start working on a project I've been thinking about, basically all winter. It's called a dead hedge. If you don't know what a dead hedge is, it's a bunch of sticks, effectively, stacked up in a row, kind of the way you would like a debris wall, like in a survival shelter. And the point of it is that over time those sticks will, kind of decompose and become like a nice like earth berm, and then you can actually start growing a real hedge inside of it. At the time being, it'll be a pretty good like marker of the corner of the property, the edge of the property that's up here in the woods. I'll kind of show what I'm talking about here. So as a general idea, this is the part of the hill where I'm going to eventually put a deck and then turn that deck into a cabin. It's kind of neat. From here you can almost see through the trees. There's a lot of vines on the trees, so you can't really see that good. But that's the city, there's the arch. So we're over in Illinois, kind of across from St. Louis. There's our cottage there. And this is the hill I'm talking about here. These are the woods. So there's my little puppy. Come on, Penny. So our property kind of comes up this hill in this weird way, like a bunch of land you wouldn't otherwise really be able to get to real easy. Let's see, there's some honeysuckle up here. Oh, Penny likes to run around up here more than anything, chasing little critters. Let's get through all this stuff. So basically, from up here, you can see down. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see there. At the bottom of this cliff, there's a little stake there. That's the corner of our property. So what I did is I put this string starting kind of pointing that direction, and it goes all the way down the hill to the other corner of the property. So there's two things I could do. I could put a fence up here. Well, a lot of things you could do. I guess you just leave it alone. But I could put a fence up here, like some, I was thinking like those T-bars, like you drive in the ground and like a metal fence on that. Or, you can see I've almost started doing it here, you could lay some sticks down in a row about 2 foot high with some other sticks kind of holding in place. And that will become like just a natural barrier. Like a lot of little critters won't come down this way. It also becomes a habitat though for really small animals. Let's see. Pick this up and look down through here. Yeah, it's not a perfect line, but it's hard to with all these trees in the way. In order to do that fence, that's kind of the problem, is you would have to, oh man, just lost my head. You would have to, cut out all these trees, get rid of all this brush. Look at this big tangled up mess here. Like over time, it's nice having a house with some woods behind you, but just trees fall over in the wind. A lot of these have vines growing on them, so I need to come through here and kind of manage that. Cut those vines back. Take out some of these trees that are dead with vines growing on them, just to make room for other trees to start growing. We got some trees like that one's growing at a really bad angle, and it's not doing good. It's pretty well dead on the top. So I'll probably have to cut that one out too. But with all those branches, like what are you gonna do with them? You have to haul them off or burn them. Last year's Christmas tree. The beautiful thing about this dead hedge idea, it becomes like a natural barrier in your yard. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about as I get farther on in these videos here. That will, if you get it tall enough, it even kind of keeps deer out, because deer don't like to jump where they can't see past the wall, and it's a visual barrier. Like right now, this little dog likes to run through the woods, and she doesn't have any care or concern about where our property starts and ends. So she just runs everywhere. Can't really blame her for it. It's pretty badass. Ain't that right, Ding Dong? She's a pretty good girl, though. We had a lot of these trees fall out. Now we got this grove of pawpaws coming in up here now. So I'd like to get rid of some of this honeysuckle over there. You see some honeysuckle, some down there too, and kind of cultivate just a good area for these pawpaw to grow and thrive. I'll have to bring some different ones in here too, because these are all basically genetically the same tree. They kind of spread out from the roots and become new trees. You can see this one here has been here about 3 years. So it's getting to the point where it's about to start bearing fruit if I get some diversity up here. But they have to have like genetically diverse like pawpaw trees up here to pollinate with. Well, there's that line again. I don't know if you can see it in this video or not. Or my dog's doing her business. So the goal here though is like to drive some like wooden stakes in the ground, about, I get some like 4 or 5 foot stakes, drive them in about, so they're about like 2 or 3 feet out of the ground. And then between those stakes, I'll be stacking just a bunch of like brush and sticks and whatever. Following this orange line down, I mean, it used to be orange, kind of sun bleached now, to where it comes to a point. I'm not gonna go all the way to the point because our property ends like basically in those people's like back porch behind us. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do though. This little lower area down here, I cut a bunch of trees out of it just yesterday actually. We had a lot of standing dead trees. Like I said, these vines climb on things and just kill them out. Come on, Penny. Whenever you're done with that. Had some other trees that kind of fell because of wind. I'm gonna use all those branches, all those stumps, all that stuff, and just try to make it as straight as possible. I cut it into smaller pieces I can stack like in a row. And this down here, when I get rid of all that bullshit, I'm gonna make this like my orchard down here. We also had like a couple of trees like over here in this area that were really shading out where our garden is. So it'll give us a lot more sunlight during the day, kind of coming into this area. Because before, like, we only got sunlight over our garden like from like noon 30 to about 6 o'clock, till it was past like the taller trees in front of our house. Back here though, they should get plenty of light because I've opened up a lot of this canopy. There's this big crooked tree right here that I will probably take out also, because that's also providing a lot of shade like over here. And I didn't want to take out too many trees up this hill because, I don't know the best way to say it, it's keeping the hill from eroding down. You know, I want the hill to stay where it is and, you know, not be washing away in a mudslide, our little cottage there. So I want to keep as many trees up here as possible. But I would like to kind of delineate like where our property, you know, begins and ends. I was going to put a little shed back here. And eventually I think maybe later this year, early next year, I'm going to put a greenhouse down here, kind of next to the garden. But yeah, this like area down in here, I wanted to make a fruit orchard. So I've already got a few trees I'm going to transplant back here once I get it all kind of cleaned out. Get rid of this honeysuckle and all these other like underbrush. Just kind of open this all up back here. Make a few trails between the trees. Kind of keep like the underbrush down. This kind of stinks back here. There's a lot of poison ivy back here and stuff. So it's kind of an unusable area. The dog has a little puppy friend next door. She wants to go run and see all the time. But so I'm trying to dissuade her from doing that. Look at her down there. She's already looking for it. Good shit, bird. Hey, come here. Are you even listening to me? No. I'm doing things, Dad. Well, anyway, you can kind of see, like, I'm not trying to film these people's house or anything, how that line back there follows down to, let's see. You can't quite see. There's like a broken stump right there. Then just past that stump, though, is like a border of our property. And then our property line goes about to where that tree is. I'm sorry, the sun's blinding us now. You can see that there's a row of stakes kind of going down the hill. One of them kind of fell over. That's how much it erodes here. So, Penny, come on. Come on, Penny. You know, this back here is our little pet cemetery we got. So I'd like to actually like build a little fence around it. But yeah, over the years, like this place sat empty for a long time and people were just dumping stuff back here. So I really just kind of want to clean it up and get rid of like this old pottery and like stuff back here that people just threw back here over the years. But also kind of make a fence following. I've already kind of started laying down some logs here just to give a general idea, like this direction that way. And then I'm probably going to cut up the hill just past this area here and meet up with that line I have up there. I'm just shaking the phone because I'm gesticulating with the same hand I'm holding it with. And just cut off this corner because our yard's kind of shaped like a triangle. So I'm gonna cut off this part of the triangle and just let it become like, like open woods back here and like undergrowth and stuff. It'll kind of give them some privacy from us some privacy from them. But yeah, you can see I've been back here cutting down trees, and it's just at a point where I need to start processing now. I got my little clippers out here, a little saw. I don't think I want to run the chainsaw today or anything. I get kind of tired of that. Just the noise of it. I cut down this tree that was hanging over the garden, and a lot of it like fell down on top of that arch trellis we have there, and started denting it. So I had to work real hard last night to get it off. And now that it's down, I can start kind of just processing it, cutting it into smaller pieces that are, nice straight pieces I can lay down in a row, kind of like those are. As I start doing it, you'll be able to see a lot better like what I'm doing. But that's basically it. But yeah, so that's the project. I don't know how much I'll get done tonight. Looks like the sun's going down. It is the first day of daylight saving though, so we got sunlight later and later. I'll be able to do more of this in the afternoon when I get a chance and just kind of chip away at it, Like to get the garden kind of sorted out so that we can start planting things in there relatively soon. It always happens a lot sooner than you think it is. Just a bad angle there. But yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to talk about here. I'm just going to start kind of working on this for tonight. Set the camera up and start filming it. And yeah, just look at all this trash behind me on the hill. This is my big mess I'm going to clean up. But this is the easiest way to do it that I can think of, because I'm not going to have to, haul it all off or start like a big burn pile. I did that a few years ago, and whatever like poison ivy or whatever I was burning in there really bothered my lungs. Like it would, right? So I don't think I ever want to do that again. Yeah. See ya.